At the moment, in this world now, we are pretty much attached to the technology, and nowadays we are almost impossible to separate with it. We encounter all sorts of technology on various levels in different place and time in our daily life. It is no longer restricted to a product or tools, but interacting with our physical activities and emotional connection. This revolution has started many years ago, and it has no limits, merging with the creative human mind, or even now with the machine learning. This is our tomorrow, a world surrounded by technology, which at the end might alter our perception of space on this existing world, or it already did. The question is, if it's such an inevitable path, can it help to improve the current situation? Will we use it to help us to find a way to build a better society as a tool? Or will some of us being trapped in a world full of technology fantasy, and then the world be even more divided? In August 2018, I've attended a workshop about designing interactive space in the UN city, Copenhagen, which were provided by the Copenhagen Institute of Interaction Design. Our design brief is to create interactive space that allow visitors to understand, to feel, and to learn about UN Sustainable Development Goals through experiencing the interactive installation at the UN city lobby. As a spatial designer, what I first can think of is the connection between space and human. However, the result of the emotional and expression is more than I was expected. The technology of interaction design transforms our imagination in a whole new level. It is where a human sensation is connected with a spatial design through interactive technology in a digital world. It makes me wonder, what is the impact of interactive design on the spatial environment? How far can this technology apply to our design experience? And why this might be the key to the future of collective social design? Before we further on exploring these questions, we need to determine the scope of each element that we're going to focus on later and investigate the relationship between their intersection, field, and connection so that we can understand why it is essential for a designer to consider interactive design application on spatial design, their potential and possibility on social design engagement. The first element is technology. There are different levels of interactive design application on concept, development, and to the final product. No matter it is computer-generated, VR, AR, or MR, they are all the emerging technology of the future. In this issue, we will mostly be focusing on the action that connects the digital reality to the physical environment through interactive object and space, which is the tangible interaction design. The composition includes both material factors, human-computer interface design, installation and setup in physical surroundings, and sensor or human action input-output framework. This physical object and digital behavior creates an interaction between human action and computer reaction. The setting stimulates a give and take intention, which allows the designer and people to think about what they want to do as a tool. It helps us to achieve that new boundary in between. And this brings us to the second element, the design world. As a spatial designer, space is like our canvas. We build on it with all the site investigation, consideration, thoughts and ideas, and then we develop on the look and feel, the color, material and texture, and we propose and examine their functional use. We all wanted to create meaningful and inspiring place for people, because in the end, they are the one who interacts with space and make it complete. The following discussion is distributed to specific spatial design practice, moving on to individual designer and co-design involved project, and introduce the participatory design in social design project development. And we are going to investigate the intentional design aspect that allows people to communicate ideas, get inspired, sharing and learning with each other. This will include educational exhibition, installation, workshop in the community lab, social enterprise, non-profit organization related project, which connected to the last element, the social responsibility and engagement. The social issue is problem for all, the principle of social layers that connected to additional matters, The complexity is true, but imagine if that is a community, people from different sectors contribute their knowledge for greater purpose. Can this collaboration create a better solution for social change-related issues? As a designer, we need to ask ourselves what can we offer from our knowledge and experience to share? How can we encourage people to participate? We can start with the design thinking process we use to solve our creative problem, or we can adopt the human-centered design approach to various levels of application to think about what the society and the people need. The goal is to find an innovative way to achieve a better solution, deliver social design impact for the community. To help us understand more about the interrelationship of this topic, we are going to explore this question through some design projects and case study. Let's transform traditional education environments into immersive and interactive space. The setup encourages children to participate and focus on different levels and physical activities with an exciting learning environment.
One of the things is that when you're interacting with this kind of installation, you allow yourself to immerse into it. The emotion level of participation within this space, it is no longer just about volume, material, texture, light, sound. It's about sensation, and it's all around us. You can feel the space and you can interact with the object, and it's touchable and it's also meaningful.
One can feel about the space, but it is in one direction. If you're an architect or designer, maybe you will see the place more in details, how it made, technical or innovative way of thinking, texture, ornament, the contrast of light and shadow. But if you are more a passive person, you might feel less connected to the space that you walk by every day, like your corridor. But even in the historical place like palace, monuments or churches, you are the one who feels the space, and the contents behind it are what makes you related to that specific time in that location. It can provide information, but it is up to you to decide what to absorb and how to feel about it. The form of interactive display of works in architecture exhibition is easily spotted. For example, in Biennale Architettura 2018 Free Space exhibition, CIID Center for Art and Media. They are the transformation from art to digital media. The interaction in between creates an individual experience in collective art. With the technology, architecture, and space can be related to elements that they are not always associated with. For example, the project Shaping Sounds, a vision for tangible music interaction, designed by the chair of media design in the University of Zentrum Technology. They create the connection of music and deformable interactive surface that can be applied to architecture or data visualization. This could be used to shape the architecture models or applied as the surface on environmental performance. So why this might be the key to the future of collective social design? Although some of the people might think technology divides our life and living, I think if we use it well, it will be the tool that brings us to a brighter future. Interactive art and media have a very strong impact on social-related topics and issues. It blurs that line when we are emotionally bonded through physical interaction, which directly enhance the connection and relationship between human and space. Design is about improving, and more often is with intention, evaluation, and involves human behavior. It can be a means of influence on people and society. With this technology setup, it is easier for the designer to form a process to determine our user experience and design choices, and more importantly, it can showcase the concept and having this process developed in the prototype and testing stage. This is the potential to use interactive design in the co-design workshop. As the future of the world is stepping into the collective and digital age, as a designer, we should embrace ourselves into the collective design era and use it to make a difference and place impact on society.